I don't know if you guys heard yet what happened to Adrian Barker from Adrian Barker YouTube channel. He's a watch content creator and he has a company called Barton Jack. Guys, he destroyed his Rolex Explorer 2.
My Explorer 2 is currently dead and I have a feeling it might be dead forever. At the weekend, I went to Loch Lomond, stunning part of Scotland with my boys. Made a little campfire, cooked sausages, marshmallows, made hot chocolate. Eldest wanted to make his own little bonfire and youngest was running around the shallows of Loch Lomond. We had a killer main fire going, the summer vibe. Then I thought, let's put it on the natural 70-30 strap. It looks cool. But that's where things went wrong. As I mentioned, the youngest was playing around in the shallows of the water. My eldest was making his own little campfire. There was no safety issues at all, but it's hard to turn off those parental concerns. So you're always scanning around to make sure everyone's safe, everyone's all right. So clearly wasn't paying attention. And then the watch just fell out of my hands. Now I've dropped this thing a few times. It's a beast of a watch. But this time it happened kind of in slow motion. It just perfectly somersaulted round onto its glass and landed on the side of this bastard rock. There was a crack. There was a dull shatter. I knew the crystal had cracked. Picked it up and this is how I found it.
Oh, you're having a bad day? Did you die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
Guys, he totally destroyed it. But what now? What do you do after you destroy your high-end watch? Well, guys, guess what? The first thing you got to do, if you smash the crystal, if that thing dropped and something is majorly wrong, you have to try and stop the watch from running. I would recommend, yes, taking the crown, pulling it out, not ripping it out, but taking the crown and pull it to the position where the watch stopped running. Because one thing you guys got to know, especially in this instance where the crystal got cracked, there's a lot of micro pieces that you can see that may be in the movement. And if it ends up getting in the movement and going into different mechanisms, you could have a bigger problem. Now, just already, I could say that this job is gonna cost him over $1,000, over $1,000 for sure.
Damn.
One thing Adrian mentioned is the concern of taking the timepiece to Rolex. Now, he would love to, because he mentioned that it's a modern watch, and yes, if you have a modern watch, take it and have it serviced from the Rolex AD, the Rolex Service Center. But the thing about taking your Rolex to the Rolex Service Center is that they tend to try to make your watch look brand new. Now, the absolute no-no for me is taking a vintage Rolex to the Rolex Service Center. But for a modern one, guys, if you want your watch to look brand new, like how you got it the first day you picked it up, sure, take it to the Rolex Service Center and they will take care of you. Trust me. But for Adrian, he has a concern of the times and the experiences and the places that he's went with this Rolex Explorer.
I'm 90% sure I want this watch to go back to Rolex to be serviced because it's a modern watch. It's a current line and I want this to be performing to its highest possible level. And I kind of feel like Rolex would be the best people to do that. But the challenge around giving a watch back to Rolex is they like to polish things. I know you can request them not to polish it, but I also know that there's lots of stories out there where that request is missed. There's so many memories in this watch. I love the battle scars that this thing has. This thing's explored so many mountains in Scotland with me. It's explored so many trails in the Highlands. It's also explored.
The thing about some of us watch guys, we love our timepieces with character. We love the scratches, we love the dings. So now Adrian has a dilemma right now, whether to send it to the Rolex Service Center or to have an independent watchmaker service the timepiece. Now, I recommend an independent watchmaker, especially if you have a vintage watch. But for this modern one, it's on the fence, whether or not you want to take it to the Rolex Service Center or an independent watchmaker. Sure, there's some independent watchmakers that's pretty solid. Some of them maybe were watchmakers at the Rolex Service Center, and now they just have their own shop. So it's such a tough position to be in. So I feel really bad for Adrian. He was just out camping somewhere in the wilderness with his family and the kids, and he just made a mistake. The watch fell, hit a rock, or did the rock hit the watch? I don't know. When it comes to situations like this, you want to blame something. You just want to blame somebody else, something else. But anyways, he just had a lapse in, judgment, I guess, and, was focusing on something else. The watch fell, and yeah, it's destroyed. So really, guys, what now? What happens next? Comment down below. What would you do if you had a modern Rolex Explorer, or Rolex Submariner, or GMT, or it could be any other, it could be an AP. What would you do if you had that watch fall, smash the crystal? Would you take it to the AD, which is the Rolex AD, and have them take it to the service center, or AP and have them take it to the service center, or Patek? Or would you have an independent watchmaker service it? For me, what would I do? I would take it to an independent watchmaker if I didn't want them to polish the timepiece, because when it comes to Rolex, they tend to overlook certain things when it comes to their servicing. You could put in the, I guess, notes that you don't want it polished, or you don't want certain things happen, but through history, it showed that sometimes they overlook it and they do things to your timepiece just to make it brand new. That's what Rolex does. So guys, if you ever want to service your timepiece, a Rolex watch, be careful. If you don't want the watch to have new parts, like a new bezel, you don't want, guys, we love the patina, we love the faded bezels, but to be honest, those modern watches, we don't even know how they're going to age. We don't even know if they're going to fade. Anyways, if your watch has a scratch on it or something like that, and you don't want them to remove the scratch because it's a memory of who knows what happened, don't take it to the Rolex Service Center. Just have an independent watchmaker do it, where you could just walk in and have a one-on-one discussion with the watchmaker that's going to be working on your watch, so that he knows what to do and what not to do with your timepiece. And one more thing before I wrap up, one other personal concern that I would have, and you guys should too, if you ever have to service your Rolex timepiece, and I'm sure with any other brand, is when you take it to the Rolex Service Center or the AP Service Center, you tend to not have the best way of communicating to the actual watchmaker. And also, one more thing, it's gonna take a while to actually get your timepiece back. So with Adrian, if he take it to the Rolex Service Center, guys, this could be 3 months, maybe even more, for him to actually receive his timepiece back. I don't know about you, but I'm impatient. I hate waiting. I don't know if that's the same thing for you guys, but I would hate to wait 3 months to receive my timepiece back. So that's something else to consider, guys. If you take it to an independent watchmaker, sometimes, guys, they could do it in a week or two and get your timepiece back in the same amazing condition that you wanted and well serviced. But anyways, guys, that's enough about watches. Where am I at right now? This is Coconut Grove. I failed to mention in my previous video, my first video here back in Miami, where I was, that was Brickell. That was just on the outskirts, so you were able to see the Key Biscayne area where the bridge to go across, and then you were able to see Brickell Keys in that video. But here, this is Coconut Grove, where you tend to see a lot of boats. There's a lot of amazing restaurants, good food, and yeah, I love going to places where it's close to the water. I don't know, it's something about being close to the water is just relaxing. So I like to take you guys with me so you guys can enjoy it as well. Guys, thanks for watching. Remember to give this video a thumbs up. Let's get this video to 100 likes. Share the video, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification on so you can know whenever I post a video, and stay tuned for some more great videos.
Enjoy.
Thanks.